Hey everyone, I'm Alicia, and today I want to talk with you about a topic that not a whole lot of people know a whole lot about, and that's deforestation. And don't freak out if you don't know what deforestation is. It's okay. I'm going to tell you what it is, and I also want to talk about some of the effects that it has on us and some of the effects that it has on the animals and the plants around us. So, according to Webster's Dictionary, deforestation is simply the act or the process of clearing out forest. So, in that sense, it doesn't really sound that bad. But when you start looking at the number side of that definition, it really starts to paint a bigger picture. According to worldwildlife.org, 1.6 billion people rely on products from the forest every day, like food and shelter and paper products, and even some medicines that people rely on are derived from trees and such. So with that many people relying on that many different things coming from our forest, you actually end up with about 58 million square miles of forest being cut down or done away with every year. And that equals out to be about 36 football fields every minute. And that's a lot of trees that are just being cut down. Not only are we losing the trees because of the products that we need, but we're also losing the ability for the forest to help us with what we rely on them for as the carbon sink. And the carbon sink is simply where the forest soak up the extra carbon dioxide that's just kind of floating around in the atmosphere, and then they contribute that back to climate change. And we all know that we need climate change for a lot of different reasons, but some of the most basic ones are just only certain things grow during certain times of the year. So the more forest that we get rid of, that means the less help that we're getting with something that we're really needing them for. Not only is this a problem for us, not only are we harming ourselves, but we're hurting the animals and the plants that rely on these forests for their places to live and where they get their food also. So according to biologicaldiversity.org, because of deforestation, we're actually in a extinction crisis right now, which is simply just we're experiencing the most species dying off right now than we have since the dinosaurs became extinct, and that was like 65 million years ago. So but species extinction is something that's naturally occurring in the universe, but there's only about 5 species that need to be lost a year. And because of all this deforestation and the loss of habitat and stuff, we've actually increased that number to where we're losing dozens of species a day. And that's not good, because everything is kind of like a big circle. You may not think that a certain species is really all that important, but something that species does could contribute to something bigger that we're needing, that we're now missing out on because it's gone. The biological diversity also talked about how 68% of evaluated plants are on a path to extinction. And plants kind of go hand in hand with trees. We rely on plants to help produce the oxygen that we breathe every day that we need to sustain life. But plants are also used for some food that we eat, and plants also can produce some medicines that we need too. So when you look at it, 68% is a lot of plants that we're getting ready to be without, and that's not very good. But we as a population just really need to start being better informed about some of the consequences of the things that we do, because we may be using these trees for, paper products and stuff like that, but we're not looking at the consequences of what cutting down all these trees is doing to us. And if we don't figure out a way to fix it, then we're going to continue to hurt ourselves, but we're also going to make it worse for future generations, because the species that we're losing now may hurt us. They may not hurt us a great deal, but 40 years from now, the species that died today could be something that we really needed, and a lot of things could be wrong between now and then. So I just feel that deforestation should really get a lot more credit than what it does, because not a lot of people think about it, and it's something that does need to be thought about. Thank you.